diffuse. Trade fights for better views. We both need something new. Maybe we should just tell them. I shouldn't think I is so good. So long to rendezvous. So long to.
Hello, hive-minded readers, and welcome to the Books and the Bees podcast. Just like bees play a crucial role in pollinating flowers and sustaining life, books pollinate minds and nurture the soul. We see the connection between the two, the delicate dance of ideas, and stories that enrich our lives.
I'm Cody.
I'm Hailey.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome.
Hello, Hailey.
What up?
What up? You know what today is?
What is today?
Well, I was gonna say episode, but I said day, my mistake. It's Thursday, but it's episode 70.
Yeah, episode 70, and it is Thursday, which I feel like we should commend ourselves for actually recording. I almost said streaming, for recording on the day that we usually plan for.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We're a week late, but
That's
we
okay.
did it.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's still Thursday.
Yeah, I think we both needed just a day off, you know?
Yeah. I distinctly remember over the weekend, because we were like, oh yeah, we'll record over the weekend. And then I was like, I should probably message Hailey and ask her. And then I was like, I think I'll just wait and see what happens.
Like, I'll wait until she says something. And then I was like, You know what's so funny? I was like, I'll wait until Cody says something.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he's busy, or maybe he just really needs like a nap. I don't know.
Yeah, I will say I did enjoy the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Totally did not do a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it was a good rejuvenation for the both of us.
Yeah, rejuvenation station.
Yeah. It's busy. It's a busy time of year.
It is. It's busy, and God, my master's program is kind of kicking my ass right now.
Yeah. Of course, because that's a big deal.
Yeah. I'm in taking data analytics and statistics right now, and I want to pull my hair out because, okay, I'm gonna go on a tangent for 2 seconds just because I need to get it off my chest. I took fucking statistics and data analysis in my undergrad. I should not have to take this as a foundation course. I understand what a graph is, and I understand what right-leaning data is, and I understand what outliers are. I really don't need to learn it again, and it feels like torture.
You hear that, Haley's College? She's coming after you.
You guys suck. How dare you make me take this fucking class? I hate you.
Yeah, she's like, get over it. Get over it.
Get over it.
I got distracted. My cat just came up here. Luna, who is notoriously in bed at this time of day because this is usually when we go to bed. So she is up here yelling at me because she wants to go to bed. But we got work to do, Luna.
I love that. She's like, hello?
Yeah, she's very picky. And I'm going to clear off. We have a little chair that's kind of behind me. You can probably see it, Hailey. It's right there.
Yeah.
She sometimes sits there, but we'll see if she does or not. So you might hear her in the audio because I'm way too lazy to cut her out.
That's fine. We all need a little bit of cat magic in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad that you are kicking it in your master's. I know it's tough.
Thanks.
So keep up the good work. And, we're just going to keep living as people. And I think we're going to remember to forgive ourselves because we don't get paid to do podcasting. So we can't, as much as we want to do it full time, we can't make it our priority.
it's true.
We got to take care of ourselves first.
True. Facts. True words never spoken.
Truer words never spoken. But you know what I'm really excited to talk about?
What?
The books we're reading.
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to dive into it? You want to go
Yeah,
first?
let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So last...
Oh, there she is.
Aw,
Did you?
I did. So cute. Oh,
She's yelling at me.
cute.
Okay, come on. Luna, come here. Listen to what Hailey wants to read. Come here.
Come join the podcast. The cat cast.
Cat distraction. There she
Oh,
is.
she's so cute. And she looks soft and foofy.
She is very foofy. Okay, Luna, we're recording now, so you can't keep distracting me. Okay, don't get on that. Okay, here.
She said, I'm gonna make it everyone's problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this my podcast now.
This is the Luna podcast. Oh my god.
Okay, Hailey.
Okay.
What are you reading?
I just finished last episode. I mentioned that I was reading the Weston book, which is the second book in the Sovereign Mountain series, and I finished that promptly, and then started the next book, which is called Deacon, which is another male character name. That's his name, Deacon. Yep. And that book was very good, very spicy. Probably one of the spicier books I've ever read in my life, honestly. And it was good. It had some plot. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the plot points I just skimmed through. I was like, I don't need to read this.
Let's get to the goods.
I was like, no, don't need to read this.
I love
it. But it's good, and the writing's really well done. And I think there's one more book, but I don't think it's out yet because I tried to get it on my Kindle and it wouldn't let me for some reason. I don't know. But yeah. So then TikTok graced me again. They're just Book Talk's just feeding me right now. Okay. The book is called A Darkness So Sweet by Emma Hamm. And I'm probably less than 100 pages in, and it's about a troll and a human with a little bit of elf in them.
Oh.
Yeah, and so far it's a not enemies to lovers. What's that called when they don't want to get married but they have to? But not in a weird way. They're
forced marriage,
kind of
maybe?
Forced marriage,
yeah.
but it's not in a weird way, and they're consented. Well, she's not a consenting adult because she got roped. Sorry, spoilers. She got roped her ass into freaking marrying this guy. She was literally. It's within the first 100 pages. It's pretty, but yeah. She's I don't want to. She's I'm just a girl who's here at this other person's wedding, and then they're JK bitch, it's your wedding. You're marrying him. So that's
awesome.
It's a good read so far. Supposedly it's really, really spicy, but I have yet to encounter any of that. So more to come. More to come on that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, Book Talk is hitting it, so I'm so glad.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
So you are caught up with the series. I forgot what the series was called.
The Sovereign Mountain. Mm-hmm.
The Sovereign Mountain.
Yep.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah. What books are you getting into?
Well, I am reading 2 books. I'm actually listening to the newest, well, not the newest, actually, book 6 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. It's called The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. It's fantastic. I'm not going to go crazy into the details because it's obviously book 6, so really can't say anything about spoilers for any of the other books, but I've talked about every book on this podcast, and I love all 6 books that I've read so far. The audiobook's fantastic. Jeff Hayes narrates it. He actually has a couple of guest stars. Patrick Warburton, I think, who played Kronk in Emperor's New Groove.
I love that. That's amazing.
He narrates a character in this book, and there's one other, Travis Baldry, who's actually an author. He wrote Legends and Lattes, but he's also an audiobook narrator. He has been for a long time. So it's really fun. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of a diversification of the cast, but it's fantastic. I'm loving it. I got about 4 hours left in it, and I honestly can't wait to finish it. And I'm gonna start book 7, the latest book, right after this, so I'll probably talk about that soon as well. But yeah, if you're into the series, if you read the first book, I promise it just continues to get better, so keep with it. It's amazing. I loved it.
Hell yeah.
Am loving it, I should say. The other book I'm reading is actually a Hugo nominated book for 2025. And this is something that I usually do, but I haven't done in the last couple of years, is I like to read all the Hugo nominated books and then, pick quote unquote, which one's my favorite. and I haven't read any of them yet. I usually get a couple in before they're officially nominated, but haven't been reading a lot of sci-fi lately that's not Dungeon Crawler Carl, honestly. But I looked at the nomination list and just started getting all the novels on my Libby account. And the first one that came due was called Alien Clay by Adrian Tchaikovsky, who's a really well-known sci-fi author. I believe he's won Hugo's before. I mean, he has a pretty prolific series that I haven't read. But this is the first book I read by him. This is a standalone novel, I believe, and it is about a futuristic Earth that has discovered other planets, and a political organization called the Mandate has taken over that basically sounds like the Soviet Union, where they create facts that align with their mission, and if you don't subscribe to them, then you get in trouble. And you get sent to these camps that are on other planets where they're trying to cultivate, humanity. And the story revolves around an ecologist who gets sent off to a planet called Kiln that ends up having intelligent life on it. And it kind of spirals from there. It's also a great book. I'm reading it on my ebook, and I've got about an hour left on it. I really, really think it's going to end well. Definitely deserves a Hugo nomination. Really excited to finish it. And it's great. It's a good book.
Dang. That sounds really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little philosophical, but it's interesting. Yeah. Speaks a lot about the political situation that we might be in, where people shouldn't get in trouble for saying things that disagree with their leaders, I guess. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep. Something we should all be cautious of, I guess.
Yes. Cautionary tale, if you will.
Cautionary tale, yeah. So one might say that, yeah. So yeah, we're reading good books as usual.
Always.
Yeah. Yep. We're always killing it.
I almost feel like sometimes we like the books that we haven't. What am I trying to say? My words just got so jumbled in my head. It's almost like we always have good books. Like, I feel like we've never been like, oh my god, I read this book and it was fucking terrible. You know?
Yeah, that is true. I don't think... I've definitely said that there's books that are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you remember that book that I read? Oh, I wish I could remember what it was called.
Yes.
It was like the anime girl on the cover.
Yes.
That was the one time I was like, this book's pretty weird. But I did finish it, and I do think I enjoyed it.
Like, this is weird, but like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. It was... Oh, I can't remember what it was called, but... Perfect Life, maybe? Something like that.
You got me. I don't know. I don't remember.
You guys will go back and find it. I'm too lazy to go back through my notes and look for it. But yeah, no, we do. And it's always fun because our books are so different from each other most of the time that it's always fun to hear what realm you're reading in and then what realm I'm reading in. Sometimes they cross paths. Like I read the latest Kimberly Lemming a few weeks ago.
That's right.
And that was good. I finished it. It was good. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. You'll like that one for sure. It's very Ice Planet Barbarians to me.
Ooh,
so
hell yeah. That's kind of why I'm reading the troll one that I'm reading right now. Not that it's an alien, but same concept, I guess. Kind of.
It's popular.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that particular monster genre, romance genre is popular right now.
Yeah.
Cool. Hailey, should we jump into beekeeping?
Sure.
Okay. I do not have any beekeeping.
I'm trying to rack my brain if I do or not. I don't think so. Did I? Yeah, I think I already talked about how I went to the bookstore and bought some books. And it was the Love Lyric.
I do remember
this. And then the Morbidly Yours. That's the one.
Oh, yeah. That's a great book.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't started them yet because I've been plowing through Kindle for some reason. I don't know why I've been in such a Kindle mood, but I have. Yeah, I just...
Me too.
Something about the tangible books that my brain's like, meh. So...
Yeah. The problem for me is that I have been not sleeping great lately. And it's really easy for me to open up my Kobo and read for like 5 pages and then fall back asleep. Which you can't do with the physical book without like a book light or something. And I don't really love reading with book lights. They're kind of hard for me to see and stuff like that. So yeah, I've talked about all this before, but it's a lot. I actually have a book. I think I talked about it on the pod. I got this at a book event called Last Night at the Telegraph Club. It's been sitting on my desk for like 2 months and I really want to read it because it's a really prolific, like very popular book and supposed to be very important. But it's just hard for me to read physical books nowadays.
Yeah. I feel like I do a lot of my reading at nighttime, like when my brain won't shut the fuck up. So when I'm reading, I want to be comfy cozy, and it's kind of hard to do that when reading a
same
physical book. It's hard.
Yep.
So
I'm the same way.
Because I can't just like lay on my side and just.
Yep. That's true. You can lay on your side with a Kindle, though.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Yeah, with an e-reader of any sort, you can just lay on your side like a phone and just.
Yep.
It's probably so bad
true.
for us.
Yeah. No, it definitely is, but it's
fine.
Very convenient. It's very convenient. Yeah, and I'm actually kind of digging audiobooks right now. Like I've been on an audiobook kick. I don't think I've even talked about all the books that I've read via audiobook. Ever since I got the Dungeon Crawler Crawl series and I did the Audible subscription, I have been enjoying it. So I'm keeping it for now. I'll probably kick it off soon. I don't love to give Amazon money every month, but for now I'm enjoying it. So
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Gotta do what makes you happy sometimes.
Yep. I guess I do have beekeeping because I told you before we started that I bought bookshelves today.
That's right.
My wife and I finally decided we're going to work on our spare room. It's going to become our reading room. So we bought 2 IKEA bookshelves, 2 tall ones and a short one, I should say, which is great because our books have been in boxes since we moved back in September. So they've been doing nothing but sitting there. Yeah, and I think we're going to we were talking about getting like a couch that turns into a bed, like a sleeper, but I think we're just going to get 2 chairs. And if people want to come visit us, they can sleep on our sleeper downstairs or get a hotel.
Yeah. And also, you could get chairs. You could get chairs that turn into beds too, or you get chairs big enough to sleep in. Just saying.
That's true. Yeah, or we just shove them in an air mattress.
Yeah, nothing wrong with an air mattress.
Sleep on the ground. Yeah. So yeah, we're excited for that. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, that's exciting. I love a reading room, or the thought of a reading room. Yeah,
me too.
Fun stuff.
I'll keep you posted. We're probably gonna buy some chairs, like some comfy fancy chairs, maybe.
Yeah, with like a cup holder. Yes.
Ooh, maybe.
There's some really nice ones on Amazon, but I mean, not trying to support Amazon, but there are some really freaking nice ones there, and it's and they look really nice and comfy, cozy.
We did buy this like stupid ass Amazon couch thing that turns into like a kind of like a lounge chair and then into a bed. It sucks. It's god awful. Like it's so uncomfortable to sit on. Even the cats barely sit on it, and that says something. So yeah, we used it when my sister came to visit. Well, actually, my 2 sisters came at the same time. My older sister slept in the sleeper, and my younger sister slept on the futon thing, and it was very uncomfortable. So we're gonna get rid of that.
Good. Our couch is like the comfiest couch I've ever had in my life. But we paid a pretty penny for our couch, like a couple thousand. So. And is
it new?
No, it's 20.
You've had it for a while.
We got it in 2019, I think. Yeah, we got it in 2019. Yeah. So it's what, 6 years.
So not when you guys moved back to Washington, you guys took it with you.
Yeah. We took it both there and back. We took our couch, and it's nice. It's got like the recliner seats, and it's got cup holders and like a little cubby thing for the remotes and shit. And it also has a charger or chargers in it. Plug in and USB. Yeah, it's fucking nice.
Yeah.
So it will be around for a while.
Yep. This was our first time buying real furniture. We got 2 recliners and then a couch, the sleeper couch, and we love all 3. I was just on the couch actually. So yeah. And Luna loves the couch.
That's
She likes to sleep on the cushion.
That's a testament right there.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, should we jump into the main event?
Yeah.
So for those who maybe don't remember, we did May read. It's still May for us, but it's now June for the listeners. We read the short story Bloodchild by Octavia Butler, and we did a non-spoilery review a couple episodes ago, but now we're going to do a full spoiler review.
Spoilers.
So if you have not read it, you can pause this and go read it because it's literally like 30 pages.
Yep.
And then come back. So go ahead and do that. But if you don't want to read it and don't want to be spoiled, then don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Rest of the episode. And screw you.
You suck. No.
Yeah, you suck. So we read this a while back because it's really easy to read the book. I think I finished it like the first week of May, if I'm being honest. So do you, Hailey, maybe want to share what your overall thoughts were, and then we can kind of dive in a little bit?
Yeah. Sure. Overall thoughts were definitely that it was a little weird coming from someone who's not like the biggest like sci-fi reader in general, but it was kind of, I don't know, like so when I'm reading books, it plays like a movie in my head. And the movie that was playing in my head was very much like Alien vs. Predator. I kept like picturing them, the family, which that was the thing too, right? Like I was very unclear as to if it was like a family or if the like alien creature thing was like, it gave like matriarch vibes for some reason to me. I don't know. It was very strange.
Yeah. So they were a family.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
And maybe we can just do a quick like,
yes,
like, I don't know, synopsis summary.
Yes.
So the story revolves around a family, told from the perspective of one of the children, who's the narration, and I forget, it was a boy.
Yeah, it was a little boy. I don't know the name. I don't remember his name. Honest.
Yeah, I'm actually looking to see if I can pull it up real quick. But we can. It was a boy, and you slowly learn over the course of the short story that they're visited by this alien species who I pictured as like a gigantic caterpillar type thing.
Yeah.
And there's this really weird thing where this alien gives the members of the family an egg, and they all drink it and they live a long time and they're all really happy with it. But the mom is not happy with it for whatever reason. And we slowly realize that the reason that the alien is there is because this alien female needs to use a human body to host her eggs so that they hatch and survive. And it's very common, and this is actually a farm of humans. There's a whole colony of humans, and all they're there for are to be the host for this parasitic caterpillar. And there's even a scene where another family with another alien has a bad experience where the eggs hatched when the alien mother wasn't there and wasn't able to work through the situation normally, where they like numb the person or whatever so they don't remember it. And they ended up basically, I think they lived, but it was a pretty traumatic situation.
Yeah.
And what we find out is that the narration from this child is he's supposed to be the one to receive the eggs for the alien, and it goes from there.
Yeah.
A little bit more, but
his name's Toy.
Yeah, that's right.
I need authors to put how to pronounce people's names in the books. Please, I beg.
I think that's our best guess. So
yeah. So like, apologies, I guess, for mispronouncing that, but I'm only reading it like phonetically how I would read it. On the page. So.
It's definitely classic sci-fi for me. I feel like it was not something new that I've read. I have definitely read a story or multiple stories that are similar to this. It feels very Octavia Butler to me, and I've talked about this a lot before, but her trilogy, the Dawn trilogy, which is called Lilith's Brood officially, but I always call it the Dawn trilogy, is kind of like this, but a little bit more in the future and a little bit more severe. Basically, the Dawn book starts with a woman waking up on an alien spaceship, and she realizes that the aliens took all the humans because Earth is being destroyed from humanity, and they are taking her DNA to keep their stuff alive, but they're going to replant people on Earth with modified things, including some of their own DNA. So it's kind of like the same story, but a little bit different. So it's definitely in the vein of Octavia Butler, but it was oddly intimate, this story.
Yeah, it was. Like, I kept picturing this, like, family just, like, in this shack, like, house. Yeah. All surrounded by this alien centipede. That's what I imagined was, like, a centipede-type creature.
Yeah. I guess a centipede was a good description, too.
Yeah. You know, okay, so this is kind of weird, but, and maybe a little niche, but you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, the no face, the faceless thing. Yeah. That's exactly what I pictured the entire time.
I totally agree with that. Yep. I totally agree with that.
That's what my brain supplied for me. I was like, yeah, that's what she looks like probably. So. Yeah,
I think that's a good. I think that's a good description.
Yeah, that's how I pictured her, and I like reading it, especially during some of the like more grotesque descriptions. It gave me the heebies on like the whole time, just the heebies. It's
pretty disturbing.
I was like, ew. But when I first started reading it too, the egg or whatever, I got the feeling that the mom, like there was some weird like underlying resentment or something towards the alien centipede thing.
Yeah. Well, if I remember right, the mom of the human children was siblings, I guess, of the alien, because the mom's mom was the egg bearer for the alien that is currently trying to foster her kids. And this alien's trying to impregnate her children. So I felt like her reaction is justified. Because it's really, really weird what's happening in this particular situation. And I think I would react the exact same way the mom is, for sure. Yeah. Because it sounds like she's supposed to be okay with it based off of the cultural norm, but I don't know how you could be.
Yeah. She's very, what's the word? Not reserved. That's not the right word. She's very, like arm's length kind of, I guess, throughout the story. Yeah. There's a word for that, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's almost like she knows what's happening. She can't stop it, but she maybe wants to stop it. But she also has this bond. It's almost like being in an abusive relationship. That's exactly what it reminded me of, was the mom very much gave like abusive or abused victimhood kind of where you've kind of been like groomed almost into like thinking that this is totally fine, but knowing like deep down that it's definitely not fine, and then watching it turn to your children and then not being able to do anything about it. So that's
absolutely
how I felt about it.
Yeah, because we learn, so once the boy, whose name I've already forgotten, with the complicated name, Tchaikovsky. I'm gonna go with Tchaikovsky. He witnesses the bad experience with the stranger who has the eggs hatch without any sort of protection, and he's like, I don't want this to happen to me, this is terrible. So the alien says, all right, well, I'm gonna do it to your sister then, because it's time for me to plant my eggs, and if you don't do it, then it's going to happen with your sister, and that's just the way it's going to be. And then he ends up at the end of the book, we realize he's decided to go ahead and be the one that receives the eggs.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not, it's not a choice per se. It is definitely a forced relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, I feel like we talked about this off air, but in my version of the short story, there was a afterword by Octavia Butler. Mm-hmm. And the first thing she says is, I did not write the story as a analogy of slavery, but that's all I thought about during the book was like, this feels like a good analogy for slavery where, yeah, there's really no choice these people have. They're basically being enslaved to force to be egg hosts. And, I think you're right. I think it actually is more of a abusive relationship than it is slavery per se, but I feel like there's a lot of connection between those two.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that both are true for sure because you get into that like mindset when reading it. Honestly, now that we're talking about it, this is a very heavy book.
Yeah,
like intellectually,
it really is.
It's very heavy. Really heavy themes, I guess. And while I'm thinking about it, I did read like a piece of the afterthought or whatever, and she did say that her intention of this was to depict male pregnancy and like what men would experience if they had to be like impregnated. And I thought that was a really interesting take because I picked up on it, but at the same time I was like, there's no way that that's what this is about. Like, it's more about like these other deeper underlying like themes, right?
Yeah.
But back to the other point, this book was fucked up. Sorry, I'm like realizing in real time like how fucked up that is. But yeah, my brain just went blank. So yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah. No, it was, and you're right. I had forgotten about the pregnant man component, but it absolutely is that kind of book, and it is interesting to have that perspective.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was...
Because obviously you never experience it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I do remember what I was going to say about the slavery piece, because there is that kind of, that tone of like, if it's not me, it's them, and if I don't want them to have that happen to, then it has to be me. So like, no matter what, you fucked either way, like, no matter, because you're either going to be like victimhood of watching like someone that you grew up with turn into like quote unquote the abuser. That's the best word I can come up with. Like the person, the antagonist, I guess, to your like loved ones, or you are the one being like the host, which is also gross and messed up. And if you aren't the host, then someone else is the host. So I think it also plays into that like good of the few for the, or whatever that's called, not good of the few, like pain of the few for the good of the whole, or whatever that's called. I can't remember.
Sacrifice the few for the survival of the whole, or
whatever.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the reason my brain went to slavery, and I don't know if this is me reading more into the story than what was there, but in my head, I was really thinking this is like a farm of humans that don't really have any freedom.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she intended it to be like, not like they were zoo animals being kept up, but that they were kind of being coerced into this choice with the illusion of freedom. Yeah. I guess that's just me kind of extrapolating from what I read in the subtext, but that's kind of where I went. And so in my head, that's what I was thinking, but it really feels like they are kind of captured and they have no choice. And it really doesn't matter what they think. It's just easier for the aliens to do it this way because it makes it more cohesive and less painful to do. And there's also this, like, I'm giving you this egg, like the eggs that don't end up becoming more aliens, extend the life and the health of humans. And so it's almost like, here, I'm giving you this reward, and in return, you need to do this for me. And that feels very much like a toxic relationship. I'm glad you brought that analogy because it actually feels a lot like that to me when you said it. But yeah, heavy
Very
content for sure.
Yeah, very heavy. And I think I really felt like, okay, this is fucked up. I didn't feel as bad for the kid for some reason. I felt terrible for the mom. Like, terrible.
Yeah, me too. I did too.
Like,
yeah,
the first...
because she has to watch this happen.
Yeah, and she, like, you can see her, like, retreat... That's what I was looking for. Retreating in on herself. When she's like, no, I don't want to eat the egg. Because she's almost like, no, I don't want to prolong my suffering by, like, continuing to be healthy.
Yeah.
Let me die. And that, to me, was just like, oh my god, that's terrible. So, yeah.
And then she ends up giving up. She's just like, okay, fine, I'll eat some of the egg.
Yeah.
You know, at the end, I'll let you impregnate one of my children.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. It's going to happen anyways, so why would I fight it?
Yeah, she's like, either get to, like, watch it and know it and watch it happen, or I get to die knowing that it's going to happen regardless. So, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so fucked up.
It's tough. No, it's tough. Yeah. It's really fucked up.
But it was good, though. It was a good book.
It was good. I liked it. I'm probably going to read the rest of the collection.
Yeah.
I had to get the whole collection to read this book. And I just bought it on Kindle for like $8. So I'm sure I'll work through the other stories at some point, but I really liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. I feel like it would make, like I said, I think in the first episode that we talked about this without the spoilers, I would have really actually liked this to have been like a longer book so that I could have gotten to know the characters and the setting and like more of the structure of the peoples and their system. Kind of like not Animal Farm, but like Ant Farms vibes where, I don't know, like a science project. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, if you want to share your thoughts on Bloodchild by Octavia Butler, you can reach out to us. I'll say we're not going to wrap up the show just yet, but I'd love to hear what the fans want to say. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Because it was a pretty wild book, different than what we normally talk about, I would say. I mean, this is stuff that I read and talk about on the regular basis, but Hailey, this is the first time you've read a book like this in a while, so welcome to the dark side.
It's dark. It's real dark.
It's dark. It's real dark.
Does anyone have a flashlight?
Yeah.
Can someone give me a candle or a match, please?
Yeah.
But
I do have some good news. Well, I guess good news is relative, but since we've decided to do a book for every month now, I've officially chosen the book for June. Are we ready to announce it?
Yeah.
I don't think we did last episode.
I don't think we did either. Let's go.
I'm going to make sure I know the author's name. I didn't save it. Okay. So for next month, we're going to read a book that is hopefully not very heavy, and I don't think it will be based off the title. It's called The Guncle by Steven Rowley or Rowley. And it is basically about a gay uncle who goes on adventures with his niece and nephew. I believe they're going on vacation somewhere. It seems very cozy, very fun. Perfect book for Pride Month, which, by the way, happy Pride.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be June when this episode comes out. So happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
And yeah, I wanted to pick a fun book that it's not romance, so it's still a little bit different, but it's going to be hopefully a cozy, heartwarming, book. And I'm excited to read it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to read it. Just reading the description, I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And I've read another book by him called The Celebrants that was about someone who was going through cancer, and it was a heartbreaking book, but it still had a lot of feel-good moments. So I think he's really good about that.
Can't wait to cry. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is a sequel to this book.
Okay.
So I don't think we're going to be devastated at the end. Oh yeah. So yeah, keep a lookout for our schedule. I think maybe we'll do similar to what we did for Bloodchild, where we have one episode where we're not spoilery, and then another one where we are spoilery, instead of maybe like cutting the book into fourths, because it's a little hard to manage cutting the book into fourths, and we also tend to just read through it.
Facts.
And then forget where
Yeah.
we can stop with the spoilers. So, yeah, and I have a feeling I'm going to speed read through this book because I think once I get started with it, I'm just going to love it. I might listen to it actually, so we'll see. It seems like it's a good book to listen to. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I will read it because I don't want to be listening to it and just start crying. So
yeah, that's true. That is true. I have done that before for other books. It's definitely tough. Yeah.
hell yeah.
All right, Hailey, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
No. I am really, for our listeners, I really am super curious if you do read this book, what your thoughts are, what your takes are, because I'm curious, like, what other perspectives are and, like, what themes other people might have found in this book. You know, this would be probably not a very appropriate book for, like, a high schooler, but they should do this in, like, high school literature classes, like, to pick apart the themes in this book, especially with this such a content-heavy, theme-heavy short story. Like, it's not very often, I feel like, that you read such a jam-packed short story with so much in it that you can unpack.
Yeah. I do think it would be good for high school. I feel like I read books for, like, classes that were near this level of weirdness.
Yeah.
Probably. It's not that much different. Like Animal Farm.
Yeah,
is kind
I
of
was
a
gonna
fucked up
say
book when you
they
think about
do
it.
read Animal Farm and like Huck Finn or whatever it's called. That also
Huck Finn's pretty weird too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I read Of Mice and Men, and that was also fucked up.
Yeah.
That,
1984 is pretty
Yeah,
weired. I don't think it's like creepy weird, but it's definitely like it's in the same element.
What's the other one with the fire something?
Fahrenheit 451.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Actually, Brave New World. Have you read that?
No.
Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. That is actually pretty wild. Yeah, that's a pretty wild book.
No,
so I read that in high school.
We read To Kill a Mockingbird and Huck Finn and actually no, I think Huck Finn. Well, no, it was sophomore year. Huck Finn, and then Of Mice and Men. But that Of Mice and Men was in my college English class, not in my regular high school class. But I took them during anyways. So really good.
Yeah. Well, listener, please, if you want to share your thoughts on Bloodchild, you can email us booksandbeespod@gmail.com. If you want to, you can reach out to us on Instagram, booksandthebeespod. We'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts. And also would love to hear your thoughts on the new book we're going to do for June, which is the Guncle. So, I'm really excited to get started on it.
Yes.
And if you do like our podcast, there's one thing you can do that will make both me and Hailey very happy. It's to go onto your app and to give us a 5-star review, because it does help us get more listeners, grow the hive mind, keep us going, and put a smile on our faces. So if you haven't done it yet, please go on, give us a 5-star review, and we promise we will thank you. Not in person, because we won't know who gave the 5-star reviews, but I guess if you email us and say that you give us a 5-star review, we'll give you a thank you. But, if you don't want to do that, we'll just give us a 5-star review. We'll call it a day, I think.
Yes.
And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to the American Indie for the use of their song Rendezvous. It's the intro and outro to our podcast. It's a bop. We love it. We love them. Thank you so much. And their link is in the show notes as always. Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed this literary journey as much as we did. If you're buzzing with excitement, don't forget to subscribe, email us, and leave a high five worthy review on your podcast listening app. Until next time, happy reading, and may your shelves be filled with tales as enchanting as a blooming garden. Keep the buzz alive, and we'll catch you in the next chapter. Bye for now.